Andy Cohen reveals plans to split The Real Housewives of New York City into 2 shows. What we know the cast for, RHONY, reboot. Part of why we really wanted to announce this before it happened is that we want to hear from people. This is a major casting search, Cohen told Variety. We're going to be casting all over Manhattan and the boroughs. Part of the search is spreading the word. And when you start from scratch, Beverly Hills was a really successful season 1 cast. Jersey was a really successful season 1 cast. Salt Lake City was a really successful season 1 cast. Those were people who were in each other's lives, who knew each other, who were relatives. That's one of the things that is going to be fun about this. Because when we find people that we love, we can say, who are your friends? Who else is in your life? When asked whether he's considering asking around Ebony, the producer noted, we are interviewing multiple groups of friends, Cohen said. So certainly if Ebony is interested and has friends that would meet our casting goals, then of course they would be considered. The cast for RHONY, Legacy, Cohen noted that the second RHONY show is being referred to as Legacy, or Throwback, as production works on casting. While acknowledging that he has an ideal cast in mind, nothing is official. I don't really want to get into specifics about specific women. Because then it's like, oh, well, he said yes to these 2. The answer is, Sonja and Luann have been a part of the show, for Luann, from the beginning, and Sonja since season 3. So I think, in theory, sure, he said when asked about Sonja and Luann specifically. I could talk to you about hypothetical situations involving a lot of people that used to be on the show. I think the good news is, that's a group that's all still in each other's lives. He also joked that Jill Zarin will be the first to call him after the news breaks. Where the shows will air while the reboot of RHONY will seemingly air on Bravo, the second series with the OGs could end up on Peacock. Ultimate Girls Trip was really a smash hit. And it allowed us to see, oh, we can have this other universe going. And it's not going to cannibalize the original. It made the pitch of doing this throwback version, like you could see it, he said. In another year, it might have seemed gluttonous or odd about whether there was an appetite for the Real Housewives of New York and Real Housewives of New York, throwback. But I think this just gives us more options and more places to put it, the throwback version. The shooting schedules according to Cohen, there is no set schedule for filming the rebooted show, which is taking priority over the throwback series. I feel like we want to get the cast right. We just want to get it right, he said. So that's the focus right now. I don't want to back into a production date. Because I want this to succeed. It's too important to too many people. The Bethany question when asked about Bethany Frankel's potential involvement, Cohen replied, listen, I go back with Bethany since the beginning. She's moved to Connecticut, but she's still in the Hamptons. Her life has now evolved to another place, so I can't imagine her wanting to do it. But of course, you know, I never turned down a conversation with Bethany about coming back. How the cast found out in March 2022, Luann told us that she only learned about the new format right before Cohen told the world. I found out literally almost at the same time as fans did, she said. Andy and I had a scheduled call, and then it broke right after.